2K14, man. So I'm not gonna talk on this. I'm just
We are live from Boston for an Eastern Conference contest with the Celtics. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports Fans. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, alongside Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. Hey guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Bradley?
You know, one thing about him is that the fans always are interacting with him. They love this guy. You know, what he means to the organization. You see him signing autographs. He's always having fun with his fans. He means a lot to this club.
And also, if you watch him on the defensive end, you can see how tough it is to screen him off a play. I mean, he goes through it, around it, or under. He finds a way to shake off screens.
A quick trip here for the Bucks, just one game away before heading back to Milwaukee. It has not been a dramatic change this season to the performance last year in terms of the record, guys. Every game, though, a chance to get better as a team.
When I look at Milwaukee, you know, they've been right in the thick of things here in the early going. Wins and losses coming in just about equal measure. Basically a 500 team is what they are.
Yeah, a team that's somewhat in limbo, Clark. You wonder which way they'll go, become a true contender, or maybe back to the draft for answers. This season will give them some clues as to which way they're heading.
And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. Outside for Rondo. Sullinger with a screen for Rondo. Soft touch on the glass.
And the layup is gift wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
Well, was the Boston Celtics winning their last game against Milwaukee.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Well, Brandon Knight out of Kentucky is more of a combo guard than a pure point when you look at him offensively. But with his long arms and good athleticism and at 6'3", I think there's a lot of upside for him at the defensive end of the floor. I think he's a guy that can defend one and twos effectively. A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
He feeds it to Sanders. Lets it fly. And another basket for Milwaukee. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. And for Brandon Knight offensively, he's still trying to figure it out.
I think he's best as a spot-up shooter. I mean, he does have some point guard skills. He's got some athleticism. But he's really an excellent outside shooter when he's got time to set up.
And that one's good.
2 points are pretty much a lock when they're able to get the ball into that position inside.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, earlier I spoke with Brad Stevens. I asked him what he thought might give them an edge going into this game. He said, well, our shot blocking is always a cornerstone for us. To have the ability to protect the rim, really, I think, is invaluable. And one thing that helps set us apart on the defensive end. Guys, let's see if they can lock down the paint.
Thanks, Doris. And as Doris provided the details, guys, the way they plan to attack defensively will be key early on, won't it?
Yeah, and early is the key word there, Kevin. If they can string together some stops right away, I think it'll really set the tone.
Which is just what they're going to be after, guys. They'd love to turn this into a defensive battle. 4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100%.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Here's Rondo. Whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, it always amazes me, guys, when you look at Rondo, who really doesn't have a reliable jump shot. And yet, because of his quickness, he's still able to get into the heart of the defense and get shots at the rim in the paint. I mean, you just can't do that if teams are giving you space in the NBA unless you have the elite speed of a Rajon Rondo.
And he makes the first. Back to Rondo, Steve. How is he able to get in the lane like that, even with the defense sagging back and knowing he's going to do what he's going to do.
You know, he's incredibly clever with the ball. He's quick, he's savvy, and sometimes when you sag back, it actually gives the offensive player room to accelerate. And so Rondo kind of goes right at you and then gives you that little Ginobili sidestep and gets to the rim.
Fun player to watch. It
Sure is.
Now, here is Knight. 11 points for him in that last game against Boston. Here's Sanders, and that one's good. Sanders has got six changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
What do you think, Steve?
Well, both teams still kind of feeling each other out here, and neither team has been able to find an edge in this game.
Here's Green after the made shot from Sanders. Humphries, no good.
Hey, the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team
Tomorrow.
Outside Rondo, back to Bradley. Here's Sullinger, gets to the rim for two with the D all over him.
Well, most of all, I just love the work he puts in on the offensive glass. So many of his points come on putbacks just because of sheer hustle.
Steve,
They
quite
gotta make
honestly,
those
he is
shots.
their muscle. I mean, the guy they rely on for some brute force when they need it is him. Finesse isn't the first word that comes to mind when you're talking about this guy. You know, in Larry Drew's case, it was a bit of an unusual situation once the season concluded. He was in the final year of his deal. The Hawks said we'll interview other candidates and left him free to interview for other head coaching positions, and he landed in Milwaukee.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Now, here's Ridnour. There's the dish to Delfino. Ended up signing with the Bucks.
Well, that was an interesting move for him to go from Atlanta to Milwaukee. The Hawks were one of the better defensive teams in the league last year. I think that's what the Bucks saw in Drew. And that's the idea for him to really help this team get
from beyond the arc so far in the game. Good. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck, how about that? I mean, ferociously competitive. I mean, tight as me in an airplane bathroom.
Here's Pachulia after the made shot from Crawford. Pachulia, good.
They really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Now here's Crawford. Here's Wallace. Sinks the three-pointer. Wallace has got himself on the board with three there.
Another lead change. How many of these are we going to have?
I don't know, Steve, but the momentum of this
They
game
need
is
to
certainly
tighten up,
swung
man.
like a pendulum.
That's good.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Here's Crawford. The rebound by Middleton.
You have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock, and that one's good.
I don't know how they're going to keep this pace up. Both teams on fire here early.
And playing the game on rollerblades, too.
Crawford against Ridnour. Crawford outside. There's the three. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
So many lead changes. It doesn't seem like either team can hold an advantage for long.
And I tell you what, this has been a game of trade and run.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Boston on top, up by one. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we reach.
Let's go!
Tune in this Wednesday night, December 4th, the Detroit Pistons go up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Do not miss it.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And a look now on how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Celtics.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Ilyasova and Sanders in the middle. Mayo out there with Brandon Knight. And it's Butler in at the small forward. 2 on the clock. Here's Knight.
Jeff Green, drafted out of Georgetown by the Celtics back in 2007. Actually never played a game for them. Was traded to Seattle in exchange for Ray Allen. But in 2011, Boston reacquired him in exchange for Kendrick Perkins. So it's come full circle for the young man, and I think he's starting to find his groove as an NBA player.
Ilyasova in the post, working on Green. Ilyasova passes to Mayo. Just 5 on the clock. Shot misses, and it's Boston the other way. And for Jeff Green in Seattle, then Oklahoma City playing alongside Kevin Durant. Green, Steve, ended up at the power forward position, and I thought he was thriving at Boston.
Yeah, I like that position for him, actually, because when you put him at the small forward, offensively, he's limited. You put him at the 4, now he can drive right around his man and use his speed and quickness. But defensively, he can guard pretty much anybody out there, size-wise.
Brooks kicks to Bradley. The offensive rebound. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. And Brooks, here we go. Up top, Sullinger. Brooks dishes to Sullinger. Bradley passes to Sullinger. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. And it's a 5-point Celtic lead.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
And Sanders kicks to Knight. Misses the 3. For the Milwaukee Bucks,
We are
they
getting
come in off the loss to the
destroyed
Boston
there. I have
Celtics.
nothing
Well,
else
there's
to
no doubt they
say.
played well enough to win that game. It truly could have gone either way, Clark.
Well, the lesson in this one is you can't just play well for 3.5 quarters and expect to win. I mean, they didn't close it out the way they should have. That's on them.
Here's Brooks. Misses off the right iron.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert it. He's got to take that every time.
Guys, the Celtics went from being a powerhouse in the East and middle of the pack last season, but they still protected their home court as well as anybody. Easy to find inspiration here with the parquet floor under your shoes and the banners hanging over top.
Boston leading by 5. Outside Rondo. He kicks it to Brooks. He dishes it to Sullinger. Green, the pass to Brooks. From outside, off the mark. You do have to love the parquet floor here, as you said, Clark. Pride certainly a factor last season, as the Celtics were able to finish Steve with a 27-13 record here at their home.
And even though the Celtics would end up just as the 7th seed in the East, you knew they would control their home floor just because of their veteran experience, their talent, their coaching. So they were really able to ride that home court into the playoffs.
Back to Rondo. Into Green. And it's good, coming on the assist by
You
Rajon
telling
Rondo.
me you can't stop him in
And
the
it's 6
paint?
points for Jeff Green. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Last time they met was in Milwaukee.
Well, there's no doubt they played well enough to win that game. It truly could have gone either way, Clark.
Well, the lesson in this one is you can't just play well for 3.5 quarters and expect to win. I mean, they didn't close it out the way they should have. That's on them.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on Larry Drew's huddle. He said to his guys, let's get serious about driving the lane and putting pressure on their interior defenders. That's where he sees the soft spot in this defense. Also, he said that he'd like them to operate quickly on offense, finding and taking shots early in the shot clock. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Rondo off the pick from Bass. Rondo, good. Rondo's got his second bucket of the night.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low. You know, last season, Doc Rivers said he was hoping for Rajon Rondo to be even more aggressive and assertive than usual. The Celtics are at their best when Rondo looks to score first and then distribute later.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Going back to Rondo last season, he did up his scoring about 2 points a game. Clark, I think about 14 a game.
And you factor in 11 assists a game as well, Kevin. So never a guy who's going to lead the league in scoring, but a nightly double-double machine, and on occasion, he'll throw that triple-double at you, too.
Jordan Crawford's checked in for Brad. Here is Bogan. He's covered by Delfino. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. Delfino dishes to Harris. And Rondo sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Now a look at the hottest teams in the league. These squads have knocked down everything in the last 10 games. Bucks number 1.
It's due to better shot selection lately, Kevin. They're taking their time to make sure the shots they take go in. Really good self-discipline there.
Now here's Ilyasova. He's guarded by Bass. Ilyasova can't hit.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Yeah, they've been really strong in the paint, battling the glass. Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing.
Man, I'm so tired of this,
Quarter
man.
was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
And it's Harris off the drive. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. First trip to the line for him here. That's good from Harris. And the Bucks with some changes. Harry Sanders is checked in for Pachulia. And Gary Neal subbed in for Ilyasova. And Harris drops the ball.
Tired of this.
Well, after a brief 2-year drought, the Bucks got back to the playoffs this past season, but it wasn't pretty once they got there. Several guarantees from players about upsetting the Heat. They didn't win a single game and were swept by the Miami Heat.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
Olenek, he's checked in for Keith Bogan. He hits the second from the line.
And the free throws are starting to pile up a little bit here, more so than in the first quarter.
And that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's Harris off the drive. Delfino kicks this in. Knocked away. For 3.
You gotta pass the ball, man.
Wallace outside. From deep 3-point range, he got it up in time.
Gotta
but
pass
it
the
wouldn't fall.
ball.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. Celtics lead by 4.
Freaking eyes hurt because I'm tired.
Standing by courtside.
Hi, Kevin. I've got Karan with me, and you guys shot the ball pretty well, Karan. Are you surprised to find yourselves behind right now?
Yeah, really are, because we got to control the boards and control the paint. We got to give those guys a little bit of help, close the floor a little bit.
You've got to do a little bit of everything. Thank you, Karan. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. And folks, the halftime show is coming up next. And then it's on to the third quarter. We'll step aside right now.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And welcome to halftime, everyone. Great one underway in Boston.
It's only 12:38, bro.
An impressive start for the Celtics. It's been a tough start for them this season, looking to get back on the winning track. We've seen Rajon Rondo in top form. He's got 10 points and some nice plays offensively, getting the assists going. And for the Bucks, it's a grinded out. He's got 5 points, and his two-way play has been good. Very active on the defensive side of the floor, bothering shots and bringing that energy all over the court. Thanks so much for being with us. Now let's get back to Boston as the third quarter gets underway.
The Sprint
I ain't gonna play no more, man.
presented by
I really want to, but coach ain't gonna let me play more minutes, man.
All lit up
already messed up one time.
Rajon Rondo has been sensational.
Well, he shot
I don't know
his
what
share
we
of free
gonna do,
throws,
man.
that's for sure.
I don't know
He
what
got
we
to the
gonna do.
line,
I really want to play
contact.
some more,
You
but
love getting to the free throw line.
I ain't gonna play no more because coach gonna be
Steve,
like,
I think they
oh,
may have to rotate
you
the
guys sit
defensive
on the
assignment
bench.
on him from now on just to avoid foul trouble on any one player. I mean, he's drawing a lot of fouls on guys.
At the 2 and 3, it's Avery Bradley and Jeff Green.
You keep attacking the basket. Nobody can attack. Nobody can stop him on attacking the basket. Come on now.
Green kicks to Bradley. Sullinger with a
They
screen
keep
for
setting
Bradley.
picks too.
Puts up a three. Another three that time. A beautiful shot from Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Celtics. Right wing. Ilyasova passes to Sanders. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Ilyasova dishes to Knight. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
We always lose to the
Coming out of
Boston
college,
Celtics for
Brandon
no
Knight is
reason,
gonna be
bro.
good. You know, he's got that
That's
way about
crazy.
him that just oozes confidence, and he's got a lot of skill. He can put the ball on the floor. He can knock down a shot. Got great confidence in his game.
Yeah, that confidence is important. He's so slippery around the rim. You think you'll have forced him into a bad shot. Then he just twists and turns and gets a shot up anyway. That one is off.
Well, you know, the Bucks thought they had
That's
plans
crazy.
to make a
We
big push
losing to
forward
the Boston
by pairing
Celtics.
some talent together in the backcourt, but we seem to are mired in mediocrity, which is exactly where you don't want to be.
And the second free throw, good. And back to Minnesota. They were the 8th seed in the East last year, but still finished 6 games under 500. Still a lot of work for them to get above 500 and be in a position where, Steve, they are, competing for home court in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of changes for the Bucks in the offseason, but a team that was able to sneak in last year, they're hopeful to make it once again this season, but it feels like they're kind of stuck in the middle right now. You know, that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Shot clock at 2. Green, no luck.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not.
And Sanders kicks to Butler. Pass to Knight. To the inside. Got a piece of Humphries with the steal. Rondo with it. Out guarded by Sanders. Outside Rondo. Outside Green. Pocket 6. Bradley kicks to Rondo. Cuts it 5 from 18. Here's Sullinger, and he banks in the layup. Sullinger's got 6.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, for Jared Sullinger, drafted to the Celtics last season, it was a great
I
opportunity
need to tighten
learn
up,
from one of
man.
the
Like,
best
for real. Y'all
big
need
men
to
ever
tighten
to
up.
play the game in Kevin Garnett. Sullinger
Y'all don't
said,
put in
"You're
no
learning
effort,
every
man.
day, and as you
Every time
continue
y'all put in
to play,
effort, y'all make the bucket, and then
slows
on
down.
defense, y'all don't be playing good
Unfortunately,
defense.
Jared, not the type
Y'all
to
don't
take
want to
criticism
win, bro.
personally, saying,
Y'all
quote,
just want to let
"Because
the
I
other
had
people
Zach
win.
Sullinger as a coach," he says, referring to his father James, who taught him the game. And guys, Garnett praised Sullinger's incredible IQ for the game and no-nonsense demeanor. He's fit right in with the Celtics.
Nice stuff, Doris. Thank you. Fades and shoots. Shot by Mayo is no good. Boston leading by 8. Rondo off the pick from Sullinger. The feed to Bradley. Here's Humphries. Cashes in for a double-digit lead.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
And the Bucks, their shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%.
Story came out about Chris Humphries last year that basketball wasn't his number one sport as a kid. He was actually one of the best swimmers in the country as a youngster. But basketball's worked out just fine.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. Clark back to Humphries. He still holds the 10 and under record in the 50-meter and the 100-meter freestyle. Steve, I didn't know that.
Wouldn't you like to see Tim Duncan and Humphries swim against each other? Duncan used to swim as well.
Right, yeah.
Childhood.
Yeah.
So I say we put him in the pool. Let's see who the better man is.
Brandon Bass is checked in for Boston. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. To the inside. And stolen by Knight. Here's Butler. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Butler's got his first points of the night.
Tell you what, that was all made possible by the heads-up defense at the other end.
Yeah, you got to love the energy they're bringing. As soon as they got their hands on the ball, everybody got out and ran.
But they recover it. Bradley drives in, passes to Bass. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two.
A bit of a down season, guys, for Brandon Bass on this past season. His numbers were down pretty much across the board. At 28 years old, he should be in his prime. We'll see how he bounces back this season.
And the first one at the line is good. And Bass, Steve, face up four. He likes to play in the high post.
Yeah, he likes to kind of face up and either hit that mid-range jumper or drive around you. But I think the best improvement from Bass came at the defensive end of the floor. Doc Rivers really showing praise last year during the playoffs for Bass's defensive improvement.
You know, you think of what a typical Eastern Conference team plays like, and you often think of the Celtics. I mean, they like to slow it up. They'll play hard D and take their fouls when they can. Still, the Celtics last year were just average when it came to playing the rest of the conference.
Rondo kicks to Green. And the layup's good off the glass. Green's got 8 points. Bucks trail by 8. Well, back to the Celtics, even as you said, Clark, they do all the things most Eastern Conference teams do well. They just couldn't keep it together, Steve, to finish far above 500 in the East.
Well, losing Rondo was a huge part of it, as they had to adjust their entire offense midway through the season. And I think a lot of it, too, is the rest of the East has caught up to them, and time is finally catching up to them.
And Bradley gets it to go.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically, no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
And Ilyasova kicks this in. Poked away. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. A different look for Milwaukee. Carlos Delfino's checked in for Ilyasova. Gary Neal comes in for O.J. Mayo. And Luke Rittenauer subbed in for Knight. Can't get it to go. And it's Boston the other way.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. I mean, they're really pushing them around physically at this point. That's right where they wanted to go with the ball on that possession.
We've got 1:08 left in the third quarter. Delfino passes to Butler, kicks to Rittenauer, looking to end the run, and that one's good.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
Celtics leading by 10. Lee with the ball. Right now averaging 5 points a game. Sullinger got him with the bump fake, but couldn't finish. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Butler is screen on Crawford. Shot's good by Neal. Neal's got it back down to single digits for the Bucks.
Boy, Caron Butler helping his teammate out with that screen.
Lee off a pick from Green. Lee kicks to Sullinger. Sullinger with a screen for Crawford. Off his leg. And it's being called a kickball. Boston making some changes. Chris Humphries has checked in for Jarrett Sullinger.
I don't care what y'all say, bro. We are losing, bro. Hey, we are losing, bro. I don't want to hear no talking, bro. We are losing, bro.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's Luke Rittenauer with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Hey,
tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
It's Crawford on the wing. He's guarded by Ridnow. Hogan's from outside. Boston that time either. Ridnow. Beats to Delfino. With one on the clock. And no good trying to get that one. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of moments.
We're losing, bro.
Celtics out in front.
This Friday night, December 6th, the Milwaukee Bucks go on the road to battle the Washington Wizards.
In a moment now to check out our State Farm assist to the game, and what a pass it was by a talented point guard.
Well, this is what he does. This is the kind of plays he's known for, Kevin.
Bucks trail by 8, and Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Delfino and Ilyasova, the forwards. Walters out there with Luke Ridnour, and it's Sanders in at the center position. And Walters kicks to Delfino. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Ilyasova. Tries again, and he lays it up and in. Sanders has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Milwaukee. Crawford kicks to Wallace. And stolen by Ilyasova. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Ridnour is running. The pass to Sanders. Here's Walters, covered by Humphries. And Walters kicks to Delfino. Pass to Sanders. 6 on the shot clock. Got it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Ridnour.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
It's Crawford with the drive. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, Jordan Crawford was dealt from the Wizards to the Boston Celtics last season, guys, and that very well could be a good situation for him. He's a talented player who I think just needs a little more discipline defensively, and with his shot selection, and he'll be fine.
That free throw missing. And Clark, you mentioned Jordan Crawford has been a gunner thus far in his career. For his career, just to point out the numbers, about 40% from the field, and Steve, from beyond the three-point line, about 30%.
Well, the next shot he passes up will be the first one, Kevin. but I enjoy watching him play. I mean, the guy has unlimited confidence. He's got great range on his shot. You know, when he gets it rolling, he can really catch fire.
You know, when you're in the East, you don't have to necessarily be an above 500 team on the road, but you got to be close to 500. And the Bucks were a solid team on the road, and that's why they made the playoffs.
It's tipped. Humphries with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Sullinger inside. Defended by Butler. Rondo kicks to Crawford. He's looking for Sullinger and finds him. Just 5 to shoot. Nice ball movement by Boston. High post shot. Crawford, no luck. And Clark, you talk about the Bucks. They went 17 and 24 on the road last season. That might not be the most impressive mark, but it was still 7th best in the conference in terms of road wins.
Well, the East was pretty weak. We know that. And the Bucks making the playoffs at all was the perfect example of how weak the East was. But look, they can get better. They've got some young talent. They've got some things to be excited about. And one is the play of John Henson, second-year man from North Carolina.
Rondo dishes to Crawford. And that's a foul. Hold on. right, kicks to Mayo. And blocked. And they're able to recover. D there, Humphries. Celtics shooting an outstanding. Outside Rondo. Green, the pass to Rondo. Dishes to Bradley. Shot clock at 6. Boston, no good that time either. Bucks have gone 33% for the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Mayo drives in. Butler dishes to Sanders. Tipped away. Trying to get back on track. Second chance shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Sanders has got 4 points in the quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Rondo off the pick from Sullinger. Here's Bradley. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got his 4th assist in this one. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
It's like he saw some things out there that needed adjusting and wants to talk it over a little bit with his club.
I don't think you can ever go wrong burning the timeout if you see something you don't like and you need to talk about it.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Larry Drew's huddle. They're getting outshot from the perimeter. He told them, we've got to close out faster on the outside shooters. These threes are killing us. Kevin, can they tighten their D?
Now the dish to Sanders. He feeds it to Ilyasova. Sanders against Humphries. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. Top Knight. He's covered by Rondo. 4 on the clock. Here's Ilyasova. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Boston?
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And I also like the penetration. They're getting into the paint, getting a lot of easy hoops from those strong drives.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And this lead suddenly not looking quite so comfortable after those 2 free throws. Well done.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're ahead by 4. We've got 1:55 left to play in the final quarter. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Brad Stevens had some words for his team over the break. He wants his guys to devote a lot more energy to clamping down on the inside and preventing any shots from close range. Better interior defense was his message. So Coach waiting until the final stages to pull a few tricks out of his sleeve. Kevin, let's see if he's made a wise decision.
Thank you, Doris. Rondo kicks to Sullinger. Outside Rondo, he dishes it to Green. Basket is good. The assist for Rondo. Rondo's got assist number 5 here tonight.
You threaten the defense inside and then find the open man on the outside. Good offense.
Open shot. Butler. A rebound by Humphries. Humphries has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Bradley with the ball. Now defended by Ilyasova. Sullinger with a screen for Rondo. Back to Bradley. Rondo against Mayo. Here's Bradley. And again, Boston with the triple.
And another 3-pointer to the second half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been palms away ever since.
Timeout called for Bucks. They're trailing by 9. 1:14 left in the fourth quarter. There's a check-in for Brandon Knight. Milwaukee will retain possession.
They just cheating, bro.
1:11 left in the fourth. Harris kicks to Butler. And here's Ilyasova outside, and he gets it to go.
As long as they keep spraying them from deep, we're going to have ourselves one exciting finish.
Well, it took them a while, but they're finally starting to get some rhythm offensively on the outside.
Bradley against Mayo. Bradley passes to Rondo. Rejected by Sanders.
Well, it's going to be tough for them, but you have to continue to compete. It's not over. Just play, see what happens.
Yep, you can't afford empty possession.
Here's Mayo. Yes! And now they trail by just 4.
What beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
They can more or less wrap it up right here.
Yeah, as long as they concentrate, get a good look at the basket, make this a smart possession, they should be in good shape.
Harris against Rondo, and he commits the intentional foul. Seconds left in the fourth, and now we've got the intentional foul. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, and that puts them up by 5. Timeout called the Bucks. They're down by 5. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What do you think, guys?
And this one is far from over. If they can get a quick score here and then a fast foul as well.
I tell you what, free throws become tougher with the game on the line, so a few missed ones here, and they could get right back in it.
Here's Harris. The shot will not go. Excellent D there from Humphrey. And that's an intentional foul. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. And so it's the Boston Celtics with the W. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. And now let's go over to Doris Burke on the sideline for an interview with the Jordan player of the game. Doris, take it away.
What was the key in tonight's win from an offensive perspective and how you got going?
Ball movement. Started with stops defensively. I got a pretty good rhythm. I made some shots. We played together, shared the ball.
When Rondo makes shots, look out, guys. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan player of the game, Rajon Rondo.
just happened to go through him. Clearly, he's not very happy about it. So what? Yo, we balling out here. This ain't synchronized swimming. Yo, if he can't hang, maybe he don't need to be here. Look, what's really going on with you two? Nothing, man. Come on, I know there's something going on. There's tension here. I can help you with this. You just got to level with me. What's up? Yo, man, it just seems like he's had it out for me since day one. Yo, I know I'm a rook, but that don't mean he need to be disrespecting me every chance he gets. All right, look, this is making a whole lot more sense now. You got it all backwards. He's not picking on you. He's not trying to disrespect you. All the rookies in the league catch a little grief from the vets. It's their way of making you part of the family. Yeah? I definitely don't feel that, man. Not at all. Look, I understand that. Look, a bit of advice. You try to put up with it. It'll make things a whole lot easier both on and off the court. These guys want you to be here, but they also want to see that you're willing to buy into the team concept. Even if it sometimes means doing things you don't want to do. Put up with it, huh? Yeah. It's all I'm asking you to do. Ease up a little. Get back to work. Here we go, gentlemen.
Alright, if you enjoyed the video, my name is Jaquavius Leonard Harris. We'll be going up against Detroit Pistons the next video I make. So I'm hoping for that. But if you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like or comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.